I stress you out? My sweater is on backwards and inside out, and you say, how appropriate. I don't want to dissect everything today. I don't mean to pick you apart, you see, but I can't help it. And there I go, jumping before the gunshot has gone off. Slap me with the splintered ruler, and it would knock me to the floor, but I wasn't there already. If only I could hunt the hunter. And all I really want is some patience, a way to calm the angry vice. And all I really want is deliverance. Do I wear you out? You must wonder why I'm relentless and all strung out. I'm consumed by the chill of solitary. I'm like a Stella. I like to reel it in and then spit it out. I'm frustrated by your apathy. And I am frightened.
Mayhem Matthew, I don't know if you can read or not, but yeah, it's a college show. I mean, it's in the description of the video. It is the video. It is the night. It is the night.
Spiritual man. I'm humbled by his humble nature. Yeah. And what I wouldn't give to find a soulmate, someone else to catch this drift. And what I wouldn't give to meet a kindred. Enough about me. Let's talk about you for a minute. Enough about you. Let's talk about life for a while. The conflicts, the craziness, and the sound of pretense is falling all around. All around. Why are you so petrified of silence? Here, can you handle this? Did you think about your bills, your ex, your deadlines? Or when you think you're gonna die? Or did you long for the next distraction? And all I need now is intellectual intercourse, a soul that digs the hole much deeper. And I have no concept of time other than it is dying. If only I could kill the killer. And all I really want is some peace now, a place to find a
motherfucking right.
And all I really want is
Even
a
if
way
I
to
don't. It's a motherfucking life.
And all I really want is some comfort, a way to get my hands untied. And all I really want is some justice.
Yeah, y'all make sure you hit the thumbs up because YouTube really cares even if your boy does not. Yeah, they care for some reason. I don't know why. They do.
I want you to know that I'm happy for you. I wish nothing but the best for you both. I know the version of me. Is she perverted like me? Would she go down on you in a theater? Does she speak eloquently? And would she have your baby? I'm sure she'd make a really excellent mother. 'Cause the love that you gave every day was an I thought you should know. Did you forget about me, Mr. Duplicity? I hate to bug you in the middle of dinner. There was a slap in the face, how quickly I was replaced. And are you thinking of me when you fuck her? 'Cause the love that you gave every night was a name of a ain't got enough for you to be open wide. No. And every time you speak her name, does she know how you told me and hold me until you died? Till you died, but you're still alive. And I'm
Hey, easy money. Nobody cares, man. Nobody cares. Maybe you can call in after the music's over. Because this is a call-in show. And nobody gives a shit whether you check in or not. I don't really care if you call in. To be honest, because why wouldn't I be? There's 35 people in here right now at 10:06 p.m. on 12/7/2022. I'm not starting a stream until there's at least 30 likes. At least. Yeah. Call me petty. Call me what you want. I don't give a fuck. At least 30 likes before I start the show. So, see her all night if you want to.
I'm on till I'm on an island. My life's riding on an autobahn on autopilot. Before I touch dirt or kill y'all with kindness, I kill ya. My natural persona is much worse. You've been warned if you've been born or if you conform. Slap up a cop and then snatch him out of his uniform.
Can we get a Vol to call in tonight? Can we get a Vol? Or are they all on the Talking Vols channel? Man, we need some Vols in here right now. We need some Vols tonight. Let me go ahead and put this in here. Man, the Vols, I knew they were soft on defense. I didn't know they were soft on YouTube, too. God damn.
You still fly kites daily.
Catch me in my Mercedes, bumping ice, baby, screaming shady till I die. Like I have a paradise, life's crazy, so I live it till the fullest, till I'm Swayze, and you only live it once. So I'm thinking about this nice land. Wait, don't stop me now before I get on a roll. Let me tell you what this pretty little dame's name is, 'cause she's kind of famous, and I hope that I don't sound too heinous when I say this. Nicki Minaj, what I wanna stick my penis in your anus. You morons think that I'm a genius, really I belong inside a dang insane asylum. Can't I try them trailer parks crazy? I am back and I am razor sharp, baby, in this back with a capital B with an exclamation mark. Maybe you should listen when I flip the linguistics, 'cause I wanna rip this mystical slick shit. You don't wanna become another victim or statistic of this shit, 'cause after I spit the bullets, I'ma treat these shell cakes things like a soccer ball. I'ma kick the ballistics, so get this dick.
Life in the fast lane, moving at the speed of life, and I can't slow down. Only got a gallon in the gas tank, but I'm almost at the finish line, so I can't stop now.
Thank you, Mayhem Matthew, for the PayPal. I'll read that in a minute.
Ride till I die, living life in the fast lane. Living life in the fast lane. Yeah, my whole goal is a poet's to be relaxed in orbit at war with a bottle as Captain Morgan attacks my organs. My slow flow is euphoric, it's like I rap endorphins. I made a pact with the devil that says I'll let you take me, you let me take a shovel, dig up the corpse of Jack Kevorkian. Go back and forfeit, more beef than you can pack a fork in. I'm living the life of the infinite enemy down. My tenement chimney now, the semi-serenity pal. Spin them around, entering in the vicinity.
Now it's called him an anybody do it, a candy and ain't the rap. I shoot him up and spitted him out. Girl, get up, now get down. He's looking around this club and it looks like people are having a shit fit now. Yeah, little trailer trash, take a look who's back and tip the town. Did I this not a motherfucker? Fuck them all, he's just the whole motherfucking Walmart. Get it down every time he comes up round. And he came to the club tonight with 5'9" to hold this bitch down. Like a motherfucking chick in the water, he's trying to drink to drown. Shorty, when you dance, you got me captivated. Just by the way that you keep licking them dicks like a lips, I'm agitated, aggravated. To the point you don't suck my dick, then you're gonna get decapitated. Other words, you don't fucking give me head, then I'ma have to take it.
And after taking that, I'ma catch your case, it's gonna be fascinating. This gon' say the whole rap game passed away on top of the affidavit. Graduated from master debater / massive masturbator to Michael Jackson's activator. Meaning I'm on fire off the top, might wanna back up data. Rolling over hip hop in a verbal tractor trailer. Homie, they sick, you can normally ask a hater. Don't it make sense? These shell cases, it's just like a bag of paper dropped in the lap of a tax evader. Homie, they spit.
And I make that ass drop like a sack of potatoes. What girl, I'm the crackulator, percolator, this party. Be my penis ejaculator later. Tell your boyfriend that you just struck pay, that you're rolling with a player. You won't be exaggerating when you say you're living
life in the fast lane. Moving at the speed of life and I can't slow down. Only got a gallon in the gas tank, but I'm almost at the finish line, so I can't stop now. I don't really know where I'm headed, just enjoying the ride. Just gonna roll till I drop and ride till I die. Living life in the fast lane, pedal to the metal. Living life in the fast lane, pedal to the metal.
PigskinPeete is an island boy, and amazing and fantastic, yo. They got the best college football YouTube channel. Yeah, a huge college football fan. We understand it's the Clemson Tigers. They rep it to the top, and the ACC, yo. And the live shows are so underrated on YouTube. We want to say shout out PigskinPeete. We want to say shout out
PigskinPeete, coming from the island boys.
You better keep it like it's
All right, quiet.
Tell that boy you better
Keep that gun.
I'ma do it while I'm
Staring at the sun.
I'm really out to
I don't even know what this means.
I've been in the pool.
Oh,
I'll pull it like a
Super
super. And you the best, so keep on going. Don't let no one stop you, yeah.
Hey.
Keep doing your thing.
You got the island boy. Yeah, we out, man. Man.
This is, do you know what independence looks like, bro? You're staring at it. I still love you, but I don't like it, bro.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the College Football Call-In Show. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. I am your host, PigskinPeete. Yes, if you want to call in and be a part of the show, the link is in the description of the video. I've also posted it in the chat. It's not hard. It's really not hard. If you've seen some of the people that have actually called into this show over the past couple of years, you would know it's not hard. Man, I am looking forward to this bowl season. I'm looking forward to it. We got the Vols. We got the Vols, and the Vols might be, no, they not might be, they are the softest fan base in all of college football. That's just a fact. That's not my opinion. It's not rhetoric. It's not trash talk. It's a fact. And I was watching the BVD. What is it called? The BVD show, the BVD live stream, I don't know what it's called, the BVD show. And they had a guy on there called Talking Vols. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Here it is. Hold on. There it is. That's the name of the channel. Talking Vols. And so, you know, I mean, I'm not a genius or anything. I mean, you know, I am what I am. But I'm assuming that Talking Vols talks about the Vols. I mean, I'm just assuming that. I don't know. But I would love to hook up with those guys. I say guys. I don't even know. Is it one guy, two guys, three guys? I don't know. I mean, Vols is plural, so I'm assuming it's more than one guy. I'm looking forward to talking to him, leading into the Orange Bowl and whatnot. But I'm getting reports that Talking Vols guys don't like trash talk.
I still love you, but I don't like you, bro. Do you know what independence looks like, bro? You're staring at it.
I think I realize why they don't like trash talk is because the fact that they've been irrelevant for 20 plus years. The majority of the people that have subscribed to Talking Vols channel, and I don't even know, let's look it up. And they're welcome to call in tonight too, but they probably won't, and I don't really blame them, to be honest with you. Let's look this up. How many subscribers does Talking Vols have? I'm assuming it's more than me, otherwise I wouldn't be talking about them, right? Yeah, hold on. Talking Vols. VAWLS. Talking Vols Network. I guess that's what it's called. Look at let's see what they got here. They got hold on. The first thing I see on Talking Vols Network is some sort of fucking, what is this? Call of Duty? Jesus Christ. I thought this was a football channel. I thought you were Talking Vols, not Call of Duty. Jesus Christ. Let's see who's got here. 19. Hey, hold on. $19,000 Vols subscribe to this guy, this group of people, and that's amazing and fantastic. Wow, 19,000 subscribers Talking Vols Network has. I've been told from these guys, or I take that back. I've been told from people that have interacted with these guys that they don't like trash talk. As a matter of fact, hold on, I'll take that back. I heard from the guy, from the horse's mouth. They say don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I looked at it right in the mouth tonight. He was on the BBD show, and he said, I don't really like trash talking. That's not really my thing. Blah, 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 blah. Fucking blah. I don't care if you got 19 million subscribers on YouTube. How in the fuck can you possibly be on YouTube as a college football YouTuber and not embrace trash talk? Look. There's two types of people in this community. It's really not that hard. There's two types. There's one type. The type that talks shit no matter what the fuck is going on. And a great example of this is Carolina Jackpot. Carolina Jackpot hasn't had shit in 20 fucking years. And I don't even know how long YouTube's been around. Not 20 years. So he's been in a big deficit. Carolina Jackpot hasn't had shit to talk in 20 fucking years. But Carolina Jackpot is on here every single week. Every single week. During the season and after the season, talking his shit. I respect that. I respect that. Coming on the internet and pretending as if you somehow are worth a fuck because you've been good this year? That's a totally different thing. I'm sorry, but it is. I hope and I pray. Hey, little baby Jesus. Baby Jesus. Hey, baby Jesus. Can I get baby Jesus? Little baby Jesus. Grown Jesus. Bearded Jesus even. Can I get you to promise me that the Vols will show up for the first time in 20 fucking years to talk some shit. So I would love to go on the Talking Vols channel. I don't know if they'll have me on or not because they don't like trash talking apparently. And I know why they don't like trash talking, because Clemson's going to beat the ever living shit out of them. And look, man, this is like a the same thing, and this is sad. I can't even bring myself to even say this. This is so sad. It's fucking sad, man. The Vols have been so bad for so long. I mean, since 1998. Right? Well, watch how I do this. It's 1998. So 10 years after that would be 2008. Let's do that. That's 10 years. 2018, that's 20 years. 20. If you add 5 more years to that, it's 22. 25 years! 25 years the Vols have been irrelevant. And so I get it. I've been there, bro. I've been in your shoes. I know how it feels. 25 years that the Vols have been in purgatory. Now, I know purgatory is a Catholic thing. So maybe all the people that live up in the hills of nowhere in Tennessee they're not Catholic. But you're doing the Catholic thing. You're doing the Notre Dame thing. You're doing everything that you are living in the delusion world of the 90s. Much like Notre Dame. Much like all those Catholic priests that diddled little boys. You know? You're living in the past, man. Can we all just accept the fact that the best team in the ACC, Clemson, is going to completely embarrass the Tennessee Volunteers on December 30th? Can we all come to grips with that? Can we? Because there's nobody outside of Knoxville, Tennessee that thinks that the opposite is going to happen. Nobody. Nobody thinks that. But I hope the people that talk in Vols, VAWLS, I hope that they come to the realization that they're about to get their doo-doo pushed in. You know, that's what I hope. What's the guy's name? Who's it? You know what? Here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. Let's use it in the chat here real quick. Vic 2 Productions is here. Sir UGA, Mrs. Peete, Neo, Traveling Fools, Petty Pete, Lizard Circus, Easy Money, Pastor Dave, Colby, Rack Dog, Trey Paget, Cade Klubnik, Luke Walker, The Nature Boy, Tick Chock Chess Hall, The Uncle Lou, Wet Blanket, Knoll Squad, the Vols have a point, and then has, hold on. Hendon has had a great year and deserves to be in New York City. Yeah, look, the fact that Hendon Hooker got snubbed and Stetson Bennett is going to New York come on. Come on. Even Georgia fans know that's bullshit. Yeah, well, as Mrs. Peete would say, that's definitely bullshit. Yeah. That's definitely bullshit. Jay Shipes. Mr. Brown. Ultra Maga Dog. Snake Spin says, go Bucks. Yeah, you're going to lose. K-Dog. Big Vol Daddy. Jonah Johnson. So excited. I'm going to the Orange Bowl when I've never been to a game. Been at Clemson for 12 years or so. Yeah, that's great, man. I hope you have a great time. Yeah, I would love to go to the Orange Bowl, man. Honestly, I would love to go to Hard Rock Stadium and see an Orange Bowl. That sounds like an amazing time. And I'm sure I'll have one too. Scott Good. They hate Lou. They blocked him after the game. Are you talking about Talking Vols? I don't know. You know what? I don't know much about Talking Vols, other than what I saw tonight on BBD's show. Seems like a good guy. I don't know. Seems like a good dude to me. B Bean. Neo. Pastor Dave. Mr. Duggar Fishing. So what's up, Bubs? What's up? Mr. Duggar Fishing loves everybody. I love everybody too. Greg Nell. Devon Scharnberger, Jerry Wells, man, Cade Club Dick, Cousin Casey. I don't know. Every time I read Cade Club Dick instead of Cade Club Nick, it makes me laugh. I don't know. I've got an adolescent sense of humor. That's for sure. What's up, Hoghead? Ray Bob. Bama fan. Blake Wright. John Smith. Harry Legg. Edward. Yeah. Well, I appreciate the extra ticket deal. No, I'm not going to any more games this year. No, that's not happening. No, but let's see who's in the on the phone line here. Of course, like every week, I'll take them in the order that they came in. What is up here on with Pete?
What's up, Pete? It's Rob Sanders. How are you, buddy?
Rob Sanders, one half of the Rob and Kale show. I just got done watching your show. And, tell me about these Vol guys.
So, the Talking Vol guys, my co-host, Mr. Carolina Jackpot himself, went on their program, and they had like 10 guys in like 10 boxes, like 10 StreamYard boxes up there. And Jackpot sent a super chat for, I think it was $5, that said, "This looks like a warped version of Hollywood Squares," or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, okay? But these guys lost their shit and blocked him because of that comment. So Jackpot gives them money in a super chat, and then all of a sudden they take his money and then block him and then say, "You know what? You can ignore South Carolina." They first, this is before the game, by the way, they asked him to come back after the game, and then that's when they blocked him, was after that, and then said, after they invited him to come back after the game, then they were like, "You know what? We're just gonna block you because we're soft as Charmin, and we're not going to allow you to mock our program that you just ran 63 points up on." So that's pretty much what happened. They blocked Carolina Jackpot for basically one comment. So they're soft.
Wow. So should I go on there or not? So I was on the BVD show earlier, and he said he would love to have PigskinPeete on, but I mean, should I do that? Because here's the thing, man. If I go on there, here's what I know about them. From what I've heard, is that they don't like the trash talking, they don't like the ribbing, and so are they going to run me on a rail if I go on there?
Well, look, you say you're not, and I don't know how I can say this. I know on our show that Jackpot and I are we're kind of vicious, and I admit that. I mean, I said on my show, look, when Tennessee loses a game, everybody's going to, they'll leave their stadiums and head to their Klan meeting because, that's what they do in Tennessee. And I mean, I said stuff like that, and I mentioned that they don't have any fluoride in the water up there, and all the dentists just give up. And I mean, things like, and some of that's, kind of mean, and
kind of true, but yeah. All right.
Well, I mean, it is kind of true, but the whole thing, I mean, listen, and this is an absolute fact here. Remember, Elvis died in Tennessee. Martin Luther King was shot in Tennessee. I mean, it really is a shithole of a state.
God dang. Yeah, that's right. Martin Luther King was shot in Tennessee, wasn't he?
He was shot in Tennessee. I mean, that's an absolute fact. You can, and the people that are in Tennessee, they're just dying to leave there. There's a guy on Twitter that and who actually calls into the show. His name is Chris. He does about 8 pounds of cocaine before he gets on the phone with us. And he speaks really quick. But Chris's big thing is, well, I moved from Tennessee. Now I live in Georgia. He left Tennessee to go to Georgia. That's all you need to know about the Tennessee folks. So there's that. But anyway, I think with them, and I'm just being honest here, they want soft sports talk, like what you heard back in the 90s, like with Sports Byline was on the air, and it's like, hey, what do you think about our backup center? Do you think that he'll be able to play? That's the kind of talk that they want to have.
Is that what it is?
I'm not your advisor, sir,
Yeah.
But I have a great deal of respect for your program.
Thank you.
And you would have I think you would last about 18 seconds there, just because, first of all, you're more witty and charming than they are, and they're not going to have that.
Yeah.
If you're not talking about how the backup center's butt feels, will they be able to get the hands in there to get the ball snapped correctly? They're not going to want to hear it, man.
Yeah.
So there's that.
That's what I'm worried about. Like, I'm looking at, I'm actively recruiting. As a matter of fact, I would like to use this opportunity, since there is 99 people in the chat right now. I am willing and open. I mean, I'm about as open as a book as you can get. If you are a Vol fan and you want any sort of discussion or anything along those lines about the Orange Bowl game between Clemson and Tennessee, I'm your huckleberry. I'm the guy. Go ahead, hit me up. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, whatever you want to do. I'll be willing to talk about it with you. But here's what I don't want, Rob. I don't want a bunch of soft pussies. I don't think I can stomach it.
The thing is that if you want that soft kind of show, that's great. But don't mock my podcast partner in the upstate.
Yeah.
And then 63 hung on you, and then act like a eunuch, and you can't take any calls or whatever from any South Carolina fans. The hell's wrong with you? I've been getting bitched at on our show for 2 weeks now. Since Clemson lost to South Carolina. People calling tonight, hey, Rob, the score was 31-30. You know what I do? I take that call and then move on. All right? You can't be soft when you do anything like this, because it's just I get really frustrated with that. And someone was tweeting about them the other day, and I was like, ask them to unblock Carolina Jackpot. It's not like he's going to eat their children. He's just going to be like, hey, we hung 63 on you and move on. That's part of being a fan. You can't just be there for the wins, you know?
That's right. That's absolutely right. Somebody said, don't listen to everyone else. He invited you on. Do it if it goes bad and never do it again. I don't know. He's talking to you.
I think he's talking to you. And Devin, I don't know you, my friend, but why put the Pigskin Pete brand out there for them to mock? Why go to their arena? You know what? They should be coming to your show.
Yeah. You know what? You're right.
You should be able to control the narrative here.
I should.
I mean, are they too chicken shit to do that?
Yeah.
They're on our show because they know for a fact that I'm going to ask them things like, how does it feel to know that you have the coach that has the offense that could be the quickest 3 and out in college football? Because if you don't have a quarterback, that's what you have. Go. And then they're going to be like, and they have nothing there. I'll ask them things like, why are you so upset about Hendon Hooker not going to New York City when the Mississippi State quarterback had more completions than Hendon Hooker had attempts?
Damn.
Go. And they're going to be like, They don't really want to talk football. They just want you to say, I hope it'll be a good game, and maybe we can talk about the uniforms. Are you guys going to wear the smoky grays? That's the kind of talk that they want there, sir. And I'm serious. Go and watch their stuff. And I mean, and that's fine, because there's an audience for that type of thing. And, there are people that love that. But the reality is that it's not really, it's just.
Well, you know what, Rob? I'll go ahead and tell you right now, and I want to save this for the Talking Vols show or whatever the fuck ever else Vols show that wants to have me on in the next couple of weeks. The reality of the situation is that Clemson is everything that the Vols wish they were right now. And I don't want to hear about 1998. I don't want to hear about the previous 40 years before that. I don't want to hear about any of that shit. The reality of the situation is that the Tennessee Volunteers would trade places with the almighty Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers in a fucking heartbeat right now. Right now. And guess what else, too? Now that we're on the Talking Vols situation, or the Vols situation, there were 128 teams. Yeah, 128. There's 130 in Division I football, right, Rob? There's 128 teams that would trade places with Clemson right now, and they all pretend like Clemson is some sort of afterthought, some sort of overrated quote-unquote team. But the fact of the matter is that 128 of them, and if you want to figure out how the two that I'm not including in that conversation are, go ahead and figure that out on your own. But there's 128 teams that would love to trade places with Clemson right now. And honestly, Clemson is favored in this game for a reason. And Clemson is favored in this game, Rob, with a true freshman, first-time starting quarterback.
Yeah, and look, Las Vegas isn't going to make Clemson a favorite if they don't. I mean, they're trying to make money out there. So that's just the way that it is. And look, and I don't really know. I said this on my show. I don't know exactly who's going to be playing and who's not. So for me to sit here and try to tell you how to try to break down a game would be kind of silly, to be completely honest with you. But I'm confident that Klubnik is better than their quarterback, their backup quarterback, Milton. I'll take Klubnik. Shipley's better than any running back that they've got. And I think the Clemson defense, regardless if they lose some folks, is going to be a lot better than anything that they've got out there. So, it's kind of just from that perspective, it's kind of hard to pick against Clemson. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. One other thing, for folks that say that they don't want to be Clemson, just remember the college football playoff. This is the first season that Clemson and Alabama haven't been in it. It generally is the Clemson and Alabama Invitational.
Tell them.
That's what it is. I mean, it's not untrue. Since the CFP started in 2014, Clemson or Alabama's been in it every year except for this year.
There's not a single soul out there going, oh, well, guess what? South Carolina didn't make the playoff this year. Not a single goddamn soul. You want to know why? Because South Carolina's a poverty program whose biggest win in the past 15 years is a 1-point win over their in-state rival. So they can go ahead and suck that up all they want to.
Hey, I have two more comments about Tennessee. First of all, since 2014, Tennessee has had a season where they didn't win a conference game, which means they lost to Vanderbilt. Football is a intramural sport at Vanderbilt, so it's like us playing rec league basketball. That's basically what it is. You lost to an intramural team at Vanderbilt since 2014 when the college football playoffs started. So sit on that. And by the way, Peyton Manning should have been charged for teabagging that young trainer that was there. Go and look that up. That's not a joke. He should have been charged with that. And what? It's true. No. Some young lady that was in there trying to better herself, and she ended up getting hush money. But that absolutely happened. They talk about, Peyton Manning is the greatest thing ever. He wasn't great enough to not be teabagging some young lady that was trying to tape up his ankles. That happened. So sit with that, Tennessee. Remember that's what your program is. Teabagging, losing to Vanderbilt, and cheating. You're the most sanctioned program in the SEC in the past 20 years. Think about that, too.
Damn.
That's what they are. Cheaters, these are all facts, by the way. Cheaters, teabaggers, and losing to Vanderbilt.
Cheaters, teabaggers, and losing to Vanderbilt. That's the final words of Rob Sanders. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you. Have a good night, man.
All right, man.
Rob Sanders checking in. And by the way, he's also spitting straight facts, too. I mean, you can hate on Rob all you want, but you can't hate on facts. I mean, facts are facts. Vandy Dandy, thank you for the super chat. He says, Talking Vols was acting like he was Mr. Beast just because he has 19,000 followers. Embarrassing. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to hate on Talking Vols for having 19,000 subscribers. I mean, why would I? I got 5,000 something. So I'm not going to do that. I would love to go on a show, though. I mean, I don't really know how I'll be received there. One thing that he did say on the BVD show that kind of you know, made me like look at him sideways was like, I'm not all about trash talking. I'm not about none of that. I'm about facts, man. Look, man, you're on YouTube, man. Like if we want to go to see like just like straight laced, you know, conversation about football, I mean, there's outlets to do that, man, on the mainstream media. And honestly, I ain't got no interest in it. I ain't got no interest. And this is just me. This is not being a hater, because there's so many guys out there, so many channels that do straight-laced, like, evaluation and talk about football teams. You know, I'm not into that. I mean, I'm into that to a certain degree, but I mean, it's boring. It's boring. To me. It's boring to me. So I would love to go on the Talkin' Vols channel. I would. But if you think I'm not going to talk shit on there, I mean, I don't know what you want. I mean, I don't know what you want. Hopefully they'll have me on. That's all I can say. What's up, your own Pete?
Yeah, hey Pete, it's Vic 2.
Vic 2 Productions.
Yep. The one and only.
What's up, Vic?
Oh, nothing. I'm just super excited about being back in the playoffs. So.
You should be super excited. I mean, you've got the best team in football, right? Number one.
Yeah.
You've got the most overrated quarterback in all of college football.
Overrated? No, I think
Stetson Bennett.
The most underrated.
Underrated? How is that possible? How is that possible that he's underrated when he's been invited to New York for the Heisman and Hendon Hooker is not?
I don't know. Well, I guess he used to be underrated. I guess he's not underrated.
So he was underrated until last week, I guess.
Was underrated until last week.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
That's right. Yeah, so wouldn't it be cool if Stetson became the second former to win the Heisman?
Who's the first?
The Baker Mayfield.
Oh, well, that's right.
Yeah, so I think that if he does win the Heisman, I think that the next Nissan Heisman House commercial is going to be lit.
Do you think that Stetson Bennett will promote his new insurance company on the Heisman House commercials in the coming years?
I don't know.
Because that's what he's going to be doing, selling insurance. It's not going to be playing football. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
All right. Does he know that?
Oh, I don't know. But,
What's Jake Fromm doing right now?
I don't know. I think he's some third string quarterback on the Giants.
Oh, he's still in the NFL?
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, that's where he was last time I heard. Yeah.
You ever see these law firms that pop up and they go, Williams, Meyer, and so and so?
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be. If Jake Fromm had a brain, which I'm pretty sure he does. He's not a stupid guy, right?
Right.
Him and Stetson Bennett should start a law firm together. Bennett and Fromm.
Yeah.
Accident injury lawyers of Athens, Georgia.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, both those guys would make more money doing that than they would in football.
Yep.
And yeah. Bennett and Fromm. Accident injury lawyers. Yeah, hey, Vic, you imagine seeing the commercial for that?
That would be lit.
That would be lit. Bennett from accident injury. You know what? Let me try to find this on the. Yeah, that'd be something there. Bennett and from. Anyway, so you do have a team in the playoffs. So tell us about that. How do you feel about it?
Well, obviously, I think that we're winning it all. Obviously, so.
You think you're winning it all?
Yeah, I do.
So you drew the worst of the two teams in the playoffs. So, how do you feel about Ohio State?
Well, Ohio State. Well, actually, I am a little bit more worried about Ohio State than I am Michigan or TCU. So, because Ohio State does actually have a potentially dynamic passing game.
So you're worried about Marvin Harrison Jr. and who's the other one on there?
Yeah, Emeka.
Yeah, Akuba, I think is the name. Right?
Right, yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I don't name these people, so.
Yeah, I don't name them either. But you're right, though. They do have what seems to be... And look, everybody's team has a weakness, right?
Right.
Like, there's no such thing as a perfect team. As much as we want to believe that our team is perfect, there's just no such thing.
Right, except maybe 2018 Clemson. But.
Well, even that wasn't perfect. But I understand what you're saying. But, so, there is a weakness on Georgia's team. What is that, Vic? Tell us what the weakness is.
I know, I guess I would say the weakness... what's the weakness? I guess the weakness, I don't know, it's probably the secondary, I guess.
Right.
Okay.
I agree. So we've seen a couple of teams this year, right?
Maybe just Keely Ringo. But...
So you're just saying one player?
Well, if I had to choose one player, that's who I would choose, but...
Well, that's unfair to Ringo. But okay, fine. But what you're seeing is there is a weakness on Georgia's team, right?
Right.
And that is the what?
It's the secondary.
It's the secondary. Mm-hmm. Out of all the teams in the top four, you've got Michigan.
Yeah, not that it's bad, but, it is.
You've got Ohio State, and you've got TCU. Which one of those teams could expose that weakness more than maybe another team would?
Well, I guess Ohio State.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding.
Right, but I think that whatever Michigan has done the last 2 years, that's what we need to do. So if we can do that,
run the ball. Yeah, you're right.
Right, we just gotta watch the film on those last 2 Ohio State Michigan games. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it only takes one game. Like, the best team every year doesn't necessarily win the Natty.
Right.
Because I think that we can all look back on the season, right? So we're 13 games in, we're 12 games into the regular season, and one game into the championship week, right, last week. And I think that we can all pretty much agree. I mean, I think most of us, like 90% of us, because you'll have that 10% that are just haters that, don't really care or watch football. I think most of us agree that after 13 weeks, Georgia's the best team in the country, right? I mean, I think most people can agree on that. But, and this is a big but, Vic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, big butt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, big butt.
Like big butt.
Most of us can agree that the fact that Georgia's the best team really means nothing going into the playoffs, because it only takes one game, Vic.
Right, that's right.
It only takes one game to get taken down.
Mm-hmm.
If, and this is a big if Georgia is somehow able to win a national championship after last year, 2 years in a row, I don't even know. That would be something. That would be like Kirby Smart's immediately in the Hall of Fame. If that happens, immediately, no debate. Immediately, he's got a walk-on quarterback that can't throw the ball 40 yards, man. If you win 2 natties with that guy, you are automatically the GOAT. Go ahead and go right past Nick Saban and everybody else. You're automatically the GOAT.
Right, and then what about Todd Monken? Does that
Yeah, Todd Monken too.
OC
yeah.
Of all time? Or?
Well, I don't know about that. Well, he will definitely be considered. My point is, I feel bad. I feel dirty. I feel like I need to just strip off all my clothes and take a shower after all this Georgia love I'm giving. But the bottom line is, if you win, listen, I don't give a shit who you root for. If you win a national championship twice in a row with fucking Stetson Bennett, you are the goddamn GOAT. Fuck Nick Saban and everybody else. Fuck Bear Bryant. Who else? Who else is on that list?
Dabo.
Who?
Dabo.
Yeah, Dabo. Fuck him too. Yeah, fuck him too. Hey, before I let you go, Vic, did you see
what?
JT Daniels entered the transfer portal again?
I saw that. For
Yeah. Damn.
Yep. I know
That's sad. That is sad. Sad.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well.
All right. Well, thank you, Vic, too. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I got some calls backing up here. Of course, I'll take you in the order that you came in. What's up, you're on with Pete?
Yeah. Imagine how good of a team you have when, what'd you say, the secondary is the weakness?
Yes.
Yeah, and you've given up the least amount of touchdown passes of any team in college football.
Damn.
And that's your weakness. And then about Stetson Bennett, like you were saying, which I agree with you. So name me the players on Georgia's offense that are going to be drafted in the first round this coming year.
Well, I don't know the status of is Brock Bowers is he okay? So that's what I'm saying. I don't know the whole roster.
Well, maybe Darnell. Darnell might be drafted in the first round, but there's not a single first round wide receiver on the entire team. There's no first round running backs. Stetson Bennett is a can of corn. The secondary is our weakness. And we're about to win our second national title in a row, and we're currently 13-0. It's weird, isn't it?
It is weird. I would like to ask, I think that everybody's like, outside of the people that are just complete and total blind homer haters, like, I think everybody pretty much agrees that Georgia's like preemptive favorite to win the whole thing. They're the best team in the country. They have been all season, really. But let's talk about something more serious and more important, too. The fact that PigskinPeete is the best recruiter in the state of South Carolina. I mean, I think this goes unnoticed because, Dabo's there, Shane Beamer's there. We've got other YouTubers, Carolina Jackpot, Bobby Darkins. I mean, there's some heavy hitters out there, but the reality of the situation is that PigskinPeete is by far, and not even close. It's not even a discussion or debate at this point. The best recruiter in the state of South Carolina. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Now there's been some tampering going on in the last hour. So, like I said,
am I not the best recruiter in the state of South Carolina? Is that what you're saying, or?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is apparently other people, even if other people think you're the best recruiter, apparently they're not afraid to recruit against you.
Interesting.
Because I've gotten several text messages in the last little bit from one Golden Dude.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, who also is offering room and board. Also, Jackpot tonight upped his offer. He offered not to let me stay with him, which is what you offered. You offered to let me sleep in your armadillo trap in your backyard, which is great. Jackpot offered to put me up in either a Howard Johnson or a Best Western.
Howard Johnson?
Yeah, or a Best Western.
Look.
Golden Dew Man said I can stay with him and wear his clown costume.
Well, that's disturbing and scary. But I would. Here's what I'll tell you, Lou. The spare bedroom of my house is better than any Howard Johnson or whatever else Jackpot's offering in the upstate.
Yeah.
And I even have breakfast. I'll make eggs and stuff. What do you like in your eggs? You like jalapenos?
Just eggs.
Just eggs?
Salt and pepper, yeah.
Okay.
You talking about scrambled eggs?
Yeah, scrambled. I don't do anything else. I don't do it over easy or sunny side up. But look, when people say to me, I want eggs, I make them one way, scrambled. There is no other way as far as I'm concerned. So.
Yeah, well, Jackpot offered to not take me to McDonald's, but to let me take him to McDonald's. But you're the only one that's mentioned oysters, so that's in your favor for now.
And too, so. I have another person involved.
You have your own. Well, never mind. I was about to say you have your own Megan Mullen, but that would have came out the wrong way.
No, she is kind of kin to. She is kind of a Megan Mullen, not in that way, but you're right though. But I do have also another luring factor. Scott Kerr is willing and able and wants to come out and recruit Uncle Lou at dinner on Friday night. So
yeah, that's true. You're pulling out the big guns.
Yeah, I'm pulling out the big guns now.
One thing that works against you and in Jack, or this works against you, and it even works more against Golden Dude, and this is in Jackpot's favor. Jackpot doesn't have any little kids running around.
Well, that's true. You're right.
But I'm assuming if I lock myself in that bedroom you're talking about, they'll pretty much leave me be.
Well, they'll leave you be anyway. Hey, I live with them, Lou. They leave me be. They'll definitely leave you be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I won. I mean, look, it is what it is. Look.
I'm gonna sleep on it, and I'll be making an announcement.
Clemson fans have been taking W's over South Carolina fans for years. It's nothing new to me. I'm about to take another W this weekend. Jackpot, go ahead and cry about it. Maybe next time you need to offer more shit. Right? Yeah. Maybe you need to offer room and board. Maybe you need to offer oysters. I don't know what you need to offer, but of course, the Clemson man won this battle. And that's just all there is to it. So.
Yeah, I think the world would come to an end if Carolina beat Clemson now for a second time in a row in 2 weeks.
Of course it would.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah.
All right, I got to go study the map of the Chesapeake Bay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I won that battle. And to be fair, I didn't even try to win it. I won it because I'm a Tater man. And I mean, Tater man wins battles over South Carolina, all on a regular basis. So it's nothing new. So, what's up? You're on with Pete.
Yo, Pete, what up?
What up?
Hey, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that Blake Corum isn't in the Heisman race right now. I mean,
It is.
Going to New York.
It is. You're right. I'm saying you're right.
I don't. Fuck Georgia. I'm a Gator fan. I just can't like Georgia, but it's nothing against Stetson Bennett. Even though I'm not gonna call him trash, but I'm with you on your take on it. I can't call him bad. I mean, it's like Uncle Lou said. Who do they fucking throw the ball to? He gets what he needs to get done. He's the Jake Fromm, Aaron Murray, or whatever you want to call it. He's that quarterback that's always next up for Georgia. They get things done. But it's just, I don't see how Blake Corum just didn't go okay, you already got 3 quarterbacks, which they're all great. I mean, you can call them all great. They're all in the playoffs.
Oh, shit. I just lost him. Hey, I can't hear you, bro. Y'all hear him?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah, sorry. But I didn't know if the screen turned off on YouTube, it goes away on StreamYard. But it's just hard to not see how Blake Corum didn't make the trip.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. Corum should have definitely been on the list.
And plus, Michigan had a great season. It's not like Michigan went 10-2 or anything.
Yeah.
They're in the playoffs. They beat Ohio State. And you're going to see C.J. Stroud there, which if you want to, usually the Heisman, they also go by, they say they don't really go by schedule that much. But if you really look at it, okay, they beat Ohio State. C.J. Stroud looked like shit in that game. Well, he looked pretty good in the beginning, but second half he didn't play that great. And they were undefeated. They won a championship game. I just think that's every reason to let Corum go, even on the C.J. Stroud. You could switch those two if you want to keep Bennett and then Max, But I just don't see, I don't know. This is my opinion. You're going to have 4 quarterbacks there? That's just ridiculous, man.
Well, the Heisman has become kind of a joke, really. I mean, and that's really.
I thought Deshaun Watson should have won it back then.
Of course he should have.
And I wasn't even a Clemson fan. I was still pissed that he didn't get to win it because that year, after he beat Virginia Tech, I was actually at that game. It was in Orlando. I was there. I seen him in person when he beat Virginia Tech. That was a good-ass game, by the way, too. Then y'all went and y'all beat Bama. And I just don't understand how he didn't win it that year. Who actually won it that year? I forgot. Was it somebody on Bama?
What year? Are you talking about 2015, I think?
Yeah, Deshaun Watson last year. Because I think he lost to Bama the first time.
Oh, his last year.
The second time. Yeah, his last year he beat Bama.
He lost one time to Ingram, I think, Mark Ingram, and he lost 1 year to Lamar Jackson. So that was the 2 years that he went to New York and lost.
No, it wasn't Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram played Alabama.
Who am I thinking of then?
No, it wasn't Mark Ingram.
He definitely lost to Lamar.
Yeah, I know
Lamar.
He lost to Lamar, but that one
He
was
lost
tough.
to
Lamar,
he lost to an Alabama. Derrick Henry. Thank you.
Henry,
Kate
that's what it was,
Klubnik.
Derrick Henry,
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Derrick.
It was Henry in 2015 and Lamar Jackson in 2016. That's the two that he lost to. And look, the whole Lamar Jackson thing. Lamar Jackson was the best player in the country that year, so I'm not even hating on that.
Louisville wasn't even that good. If you remember that record, I think they were 8-4. If I'm not
No,
mistaken. They weren't that good. If you look at the record, they lost a few games.
Yeah, they did. They weren't a playoff team or anything like that. But clearly Lamar Jackson was the best player in the country, and I have no problem with that. But the whole Derrick Henry, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Lamar, look, Deshaun Watson was not only the best player in the country that year. He's probably the best player in the country for 3 years. But that's what it is.
I remember when he put his body on the line. You knew he was going to draft next year. But I don't know if you probably remember this play when he dove and the Bama player hit him and he spin like a 360.
Yeah, the helicopter deal.
He put his ass on the line. I'm talking about his back was fucked up from that game. And it's just, end of the year, I was happy he won the national championship because I hate Alabama, but it's just, he should have won it because that entire year, he was so mad that he lost to Bama the year before. And it's like, when he came back, he was even better. And it's like, I didn't think y'all was going to get back. You know, I thought it was going to be, you know, a tough year, but y'all came back. And at the time, the ACC was good. Still, everything was competitive, you know. And I'm not saying the ACC is all soft now, but back then, you know, Florida State was still really good. You know, you had Louisville over there. You know, North Carolina was still fairly decent. Miami was okay. You know, and it's like that was a crazy ass year. You know, that was Clemson's best year, definitely. I mean, Trevor Lawrence was great, but you know, Deshaun Watson. You know, a lot of people are gonna forget about that, but you know, that was some good ass years. You know,
it was. Watson was an ice cold killer, man.
Yeah,
ice cold killer.
Man. You know, I mean, a lot of people say Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback, and when you hear them talk about Clemson, they say Trevor Lawrence, but I'm like, man, it's just, I don't know if you was watching with Deshaun Watson, but it's just, he was like money. And this is not to say anything bad about Trevor Lawrence, but I just think he turns the ball over a little bit too much. I mean, I'm watching with the Jaguars, and he turns the ball over a lot, you know, and it's like, I don't know if that's still because he's young but it's like his last year at Clemson, you know, he had a lot of those bad interceptions that, you know, he didn't do so much early. So I don't know if it's because the pressure was on. Because, you know, when he started late in the year for you guys, it's like the pressure wasn't on him. He just went out and he did his thing. But it's like when everybody put it, you know, when he put the team on his shoulders, it was almost like it kind of changed. It's almost like it got in his head. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But he looked like a different person. You know, and I know he had to carry that Jacksonville Jaguar team. So that's probably a lot on him, too. You know, he has to pass a lot. They can't.
Yeah, I'm not worried about T-Law. Look, man. He's the real deal. All right, he'll be fine. He'll be a starter in the league for a long time.
Just talking about the turnovers.
He's on a team right now that's trying to find their identity, and but man, anybody that thinks that Trevor Lawrence is not an NFL quarterback, I don't know what you're watching. I mean, the guy is clearly.
No. I was just saying.
Yeah, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general.
I'm just saying I don't want people to forget about, like, when they talk about Clemson, the most recent thing they always say Trevor Lawrence, but Deshaun Watson was really something special. Really something special, man. And you know, like at that time, that's when I actually liked Clemson. Like I didn't really never give a shit about Clemson, but when he played there, it was like, you know, like. I just remember that crazy ass season y'all had, you know, when y'all just like it was a crazy ass 2 years, you know.
Yeah,
for sure.
It was.
One last thing I want to say: do you think Florida State will actually be competitive? Like,
yeah, I do.
Beat y'all and like.
Yeah. So Jordan Travis he's announced he's coming back for next season, which I think is huge for the Seminoles.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. It's you know what? I think probably out of the past, since 2013, 2014 time, so we're looking at like 8 years or so. I think that like Florida State's time in the ACC, if they're looking at a window of opportunity, it's this year.
Yeah.
Not this year, but next year, 2023.
Yeah, because Jordan Travis will be a senior. I think he's a junior now, right?
I think he's a senior, but still, man. I mean, it's the ACC right now is so unknown. You got so many coaching changes going on. It seems like every year. You've got Clemson sitting there, and Clemson's like an unknown. Nobody really knows like what's going on really there. I mean, clearly, like the most talented team in the ACC, but there's still some questions there, right? So, like, who in the ACC is going to come up and really challenge Clemson for that top spot? And I think right now, the only real answer, if we're being honest with ourselves, is Florida State.
Yeah, and they look really good this year. And I thought they would have had a bad game against y'all. Like, they played a better second half this year, but y'all was whooping their ass. Just came out whooping their ass. And they came back later, but I thought that game would have been more competitive, like, throughout 4 quarters, but you guys just jumped on them early.
Yeah.
And they didn't really get hot until after that game, to be honest.
I wouldn't want to play them now. I'm telling you. They played Florida State at a right time of the year because I think Florida State's the hottest team in the ACC right now.
No, they got hot, like, right after you.
They're hotter than Clemson is.
They got hot.
Yeah.
They got really hot. And, like, it just that second half they had just a better half. They was coming back and and it's like after that they just got really hot. So I don't know, man. I'm right. Like, I'm surprised that Wake Forest had a great year. Like they were, I was surprised that they had a really great year. Wake Forest, North Carolina is North Carolina. They're always gonna be tough. I mean, you can't count them out. Of course, that's a team you got to take serious. Because they can beat you, man. They just, they don't have a lot of 5-stars on their team, but I mean, it's a team you always have to worry about. And one last thing, man, I think you might not like this, what I say, but I mean, I think it's a good thing that South Carolina finally got you after so long because now, I mean, it gotta not be. I mean, if you hear Uncle Lou talk about Georgia Tech all the time, I mean, you're gonna beat their ass, but when someone beats you, now you have a reason to really hear the fans and they can talk shit back and then you can just hurt their feelings again. So, I mean, I think it's okay that they finally got one after, 7 years? And now it makes the rivalry a lot more fun now again. Because when you keep just whooping somebody's ass over and over, the fans, they just disappear. And they don't really have a reason to show up, not unless they up by 7. Then they're going to talk shit. Then they're going to disappear out of your chat. Now, starting next season, it'll be more fun because you'll have guys talking about loud shit still, and then they get their ass whooped, and then it's like you own them again. So I think that's a good thing,
Yeah. You just described the Gamecock fans. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what they're going to do. Like, it's like Florida State beat us this year. We beat them 3 years in a row. It would have been 4, but the COVID year. But I knew they were going to get us this year. I was like, they're just a better team than us, And the Florida State fans have been hiding forever, And this year, they started talking shit, like, once they started getting hot and they won 8 games. And I gave it to them, and now they own us right now. And, hell, they might own us next year. We just don't look great. But it's just better when Florida State is winning. Like, I don't want Florida State to do bad because I like that rivalry, like, trash talk. It's just, with the Gamecock fans, it's like they were so bad, so down. Like, you had to get kind of bored, did you? Like,
I mean, a little bit, yeah. Yeah. It got weird. It got to the point where I was like bullying them because there was no pushback. Like it was just me talking shit against them, and there was no pushback, and it got weird. You're right. Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Now it's fun because they can talk all this shit and.
Oh shit! Oh, there he is.
We beat you the year before, but I'm not gonna hold up too much of time. I just want to say that, but just let them enjoy it now. And I'm telling you. Around this time next year, when the game starts again, it's going to be so much fun, man. You're going to have a fucking blast.
All right. Well, Traeger Gator, I appreciate the call, brother. I got to move on.
All right. Thank you, man, for taking my call.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you.
Right.
Traeger Gator, checking in. No shock at all that one of the best players on the Gators offense is Trevor Etienne. Younger brother to Travis Etienne. I really wish he would have came to Clemson, man. But I get it. I get it. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, what's up, Pete? It's Ballard.
What's up?
Not much, man. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I'll just say that. And if it offends anybody out there, then screw off.
Yeah. Fuck them. Ballard. Fuck him. I know you won't say it because you're a good Christian man, but I'll go ahead and say it. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do want to get what's your initial thoughts on this Orange Bowl with Clemson and Tennessee?
Oh man, I got a lot of thoughts on it, man. I got a lot of thoughts on it, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't think it's gonna be particularly close. I don't. Well, number one, what the Vols have been telling me, Ballard, is that they don't have their Heisman caliber quarterback at helm, so they're not expecting much out of the game.
Right.
But, Ballard, guess what I've been telling them?
What's that?
Clemson is starting for the first time a true freshman at quarterback.
Remember the last time they did that? Outside of DJ?
Yeah, I do.
Yep. I remember as an Alabama fan.
Yeah, well, I know you do. But in reality, though, like, I mean, we're starting our first starting time freshman quarterback. This is a team and an offense that everyone's been laughing at all year, right? Outside of like Shipley and the true freshman Antonio Williams at receiver, like there's really like anybody who doesn't really follow Clemson closely, like, can you name 2 players in the offense other than DJ and Shipley? I bet most of them can't.
Right.
So I don't want to hear any of this shit about, well, we don't have our Heisman caliber quarterback starting Tennessee. Look, Tennessee has had an amazing year. An amazing year by their standards and everybody else's too. Hell, they're ranked higher than Clemson, aren't they? What are they ranked?
Top 10, something like that.
They're ranked, I think, like 7th, 6th or 7th, something like that. Clemson's ranked 8th or 9th. They're ranked higher than Clemson, yet they're the underdog to Clemson in Vegas. Why is that? Why is that, Ballard? The ACC is no good. Why would Clemson be ranked ahead of Tennessee, even though they're ranked behind them in the playoff and the AP poll? Why would that be? Can somebody explain this to me? I didn't get a Clemson education. I'm basically retarded. Can somebody explain to me why Clemson would be an underdog? A favorite against the Vols, but be ranked lower than them in every single poll known to man. Ballard, can you explain that to me?
I don't even know where to start. Look,
is it because Hendon Hooker's tore his leg? Is that why?
Yeah.
Oh.
That and Clemson has made a quarterback switch with Cade Klubnik.
Oh.
And that being said, too, I did want to ask, I saw an article, and on the list, there's actually a couple teams, but where do you ultimately think DJ is going to land? Because one of the top teams I'm seeing is actually, believe it or not, Florida.
What about Florida?
It would be a landing spot for DJ, possibly.
Oh, yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. Although I don't see. I'm not claiming like I have like the inside line to what's going on in Clemson, but well, I'll go ahead and tell you, there's zero chance that DJ goes to Florida. So,
okay,
there is that. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
I see people saying, "Oh, it's because Hendon Hooker's hurt." Yeah, I get that. But if Hendon Hooker's hurt, and Cade Klubnik is a freshman that nobody cares about, why is Clemson favored? I thought the SEC was supposed to be like so dominant. Look, I don't know if you guys know this or not. I don't know if you've been paying attention to college football for the past 4 months or not, like I have. But the bottom line is Tennessee has been masquerading themselves as one of the best teams in college football.
Yep.
Haven't they, Ballard?
All year.
They all have all year.
Right.
So you're telling me, Vol man, that just the fact that Hendon Hooker is not playing in this game makes Clemson a favorite? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me?
That's like, oh crap, who do we play? We play in the Sugar Bowl against Kansas State. Imagine if Bryce Young and Will Anderson opt out and they don't make Alabama a favorite.
Right. Exactly. Thank you, Ballard.
That's a good example.
Yeah,
there.
it's a great example. Thank you. Yeah. They're one of the best teams with Hendon Hooker. Okay, great. So they got one player that makes them worth a fuck. That's great to know. I mean, so what's going to happen when he's not there? I don't know. I mean, because Clemson can just change out quarterbacks like underwear and still be the favorite to win the Orange Bowl against Tennessee. So,
well, you know who's in line after Hendon Hooker at Tennessee, right?
Well, who do you mean by in line? You mean?
Well, I'm just saying they did pick up a 5-star, but then again, his name is I'ma leave ya.
Oh yeah. You talking about the $8 million man? Yeah.
Yeah.
The $8 million man. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you. Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna leave you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave you. Well, too bad he's not playing in the Orange Bowl.
Right.
I don't want to. Here's what I'm saying before I let you go, Ballard. I don't want to hear a damn word from the Vault man after they lose to Clemson about Hendon Hooker. I don't want to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to hear it. You've been running around for the entire season talking about you're a playoff team in that. And now you're about to play who you've been calling the most overrated team in the country all season in the Orange Bowl. So let's see how overrated they are. Let's see how overrated they are.
I think it could be the most watched. If you and I need to work together, Pete, we can hype this game up and get it to be the most watched bowl game this year.
Well, it's going to be the most watched bowl game anyway because it's one of the best. And honestly, Ballard, not a lot of great bowl matchups this year. It's kind of disappointing. And you love college football just like I do, right? Like we both live and breathe it. This is one of the most disappointing seasons. And really, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a bunch of good games.
Right.
But like the first half of the season, of the bowl season rather, is really not that impressive. But Clemson and Tennessee is one of the premier games. I don't care. You can watch Michigan versus TCU. You can watch Georgia in the playoffs. You can watch Alabama in the New Year's Six. I mean, there's so many great games. So don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of eyes going to be on Clemson and Tennessee, and there should be.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited for this bowl game. I'm excited for a lot of bowl games, but I think this one especially, it's two orange teams in the Orange Bowl. It's all orange. They might as well do another orange out like Tennessee did against Alabama or whatever. But, Pete, as always, thanks for letting me on. And, wish me luck on Friday as I celebrate my 21st birthday.
21st birthday?
Hell yeah.
On Friday.
Get lit. Yep.
This Friday.
And it's 3 years on YouTube, too.
3 years on YouTube, 21st birthday. A lot to celebrate. I'll be doing a call-in show Friday night, Christian. That'll be on your birthday. So,
heck yeah.
Yeah, so call in. And we'll celebrate
definitely.
together.
Cheers.
All right. See you later, Ballard.
See ya.
What's up? You're on with Pete.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, Pete?
What up?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. What's up?
Oh, okay. I thought I heard an echo. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah, I did too at first. I don't know what that was about. But yeah, I can hear you, man.
Yeah, so I had called. I talked to you before. I'm a big Buckeye fan.
Yes,
but
yes.
I call and listen to your show. I had a couple things I want to talk about. The first thing I wanted to bring up is the quarterback situation. Klubnik just looks tremendously better again when y'all have him in the game than DJU. But my question is, I know DJU's in the transfer portal. What school do you think he'll go to, or do you think he'll change positions? That was my first question.
Well, all right. So, So to answer the question about changing positions, no, he's not changing positions. Have you seen the guy run? I mean, let me ask you this question.
He's a pretty good runner.
Yeah. So, but have you seen him run? Is he? Is
I
he?
noticed, like when he when it's like when you do the quarterback run things with him, like he gets sometimes 7-8 yards.
I
but
know
he
he
never really
does.
breaks for a long
Quarterback
run.
run. Have you seen him run? No. My point
Not
is,
really, though.
is there any other position that people think that DJ's actually going to embrace other than quarterback? The answer is no. No.
Oh, right. That makes sense then.
He's not a runner. I mean, he can run as a quarterback, but he's not going to be tight end or running back or whatever people are saying. DJ is a quarterback. Whether you believe he's a good quarterback or not, that's up to you. I'm just telling you, there ain't no other position on the football field that DJ's playing other than quarterback. So,
okay.
That's that.
Yeah, I was just curious about that.
Yeah, no,
So,
I mean, a lot of people ask that question, so you're not alone in that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember I haven't talked to you, and I talked to you a couple weeks ago. I just want to say, me as a Buckeye fan, man, that was pathetic what we seen in the second half. I don't know, you was at the game or either watching the Clemson game was going on too, Pete,
yeah.
Right? Or you wasn't paying attention while our game was going on. Were you watching our game too, or?
Well, I had one eye on it because it was at the same time as the Clemson game. So yeah, I was watching both kind of at the same time, but I didn't watch it that closely until after it was over with, But yeah, man, I saw it.
That second half was just horrible, man.
Yeah.
That second half was just horrible. But hopefully it works in our favor though, so it'll wake them up. They can wake up. They needed to wake up and smell reality. So I think everybody will be on their toes and be ready to go. We not be so rusty and just think, oh, we just going. Like it was just bad play calling too in the second half. Man, it was just bad. That was like the worst second half I ever seen them play in my life. I've never seen such a horrible performance, man. They waited all. They could have did this early in the year and just played how they normally play, and it wouldn't even. Man, I'm telling you, man. Oh man. But anyway, though. So, how do you feel about the committee and their playoff rankings? And do you think they got it right? And I was just curious of how you would have seeded those four if you would have been on the committee.
Yeah, I think they got it right. I mean, I don't really know, so the whole thing is you're supposed to get the best four teams, right? So it's not about who looked the best at the end of the season or whatever. It's supposed to be the four.
That means they got it wrong then.
Yeah, right.
You're supposed to get the best four teams. They got it wrong.
I know. Yeah, exactly. So, but
yeah.
I think they got it right, though. I think that Ohio State is clearly one of the best four teams in the country. I mean, I don't really know,
No, of course.
Here's the thing. When people go, Ohio State shouldn't get in there. They didn't win their division. They didn't win their conference. I go, okay, fine. I'm down with that. I'm totally down with the whole idea about you didn't win your division, you didn't win your conference. So tell me four teams better than Ohio State. And they go,
nobody.
Then they go, well, and they start naming weird teams and shit. It's like, you know what? Everybody knows that Ohio State's one of the four best teams in the country. So why is this a big deal? Really?
Right.
And
right. Well, they got to understand too. I was just gonna say too, Pete. They got to understand too that Ohio State didn't win their conference. Ohio State didn't even win their division. But when I look at the playoff when I look at the whole rankings, I see three team football teams in the Big Ten East that are ranked in the top 7. Hey, Pete, let me ask you something. How many other conference divisions have 3 teams ranked in the top 7?
None.
Oh, okay. I was making sure I wasn't crazy.
None.
I'm just making sure I'm not crazy.
No, you're not crazy.
I see 3 teams in one division out of one conference that's ranked in the top 7.
No, you're not crazy.
Right. And if you watch football, everybody knows too. Don't sleep on Penn State. Penn State has very good players.
Penn State's really good.
Well. Yes.
Look,
forget, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. Go ahead and write it down. Put tattoo it on your forehead if you have to, and if you do tattoo it on your forehead, make sure you tattoo it backwards so that when you look in the mirror, it reads correctly. The Big Ten East is the best division in football this year.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure because I don't. I like the Buckeyes, but I'm from down south. I'm from Florida, but I played college football, but I live in Georgia now. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Anyway, so I was just making sure because I like the Ohio State Buckeyes. That's my team, but I'm a college football fan. I watch college football. I just enjoy good college football games.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody knows back to what we were saying. Name me four teams, like you said. What you said? Name me 4 teams that's better than Ohio State.
Yeah, you can't.
I just wanted. You can't do it right.
You can't. Because there isn't any. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I hate Ohio State more than anybody, man. I do. I mean,
we didn't have some good rivalries in the past.
Yeah, but look, I'm not crazy. I know what I'm looking at, and there's not 4 teams better than Ohio State. There's not.
Of course,
so the fact that if anybody is upset that Ohio State got in the playoffs, you're not really watching football. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
No.
I think Georgia's going to beat them. That's my prediction, right? But that doesn't mean that Ohio State's not one of the best 4 teams in the country. You know what I mean?
Well, this is what I'll say, Pete, to that game. You know, of course, again, I am a huge Buckeye fan. I love it. Listen, I've been a Buckeye fan so long. I remember when I first started liking the Buckeyes when we used to play the NCAA back in the day in college. We played on the PlayStation. Can you hear me? You still there, Pete?
Oh, I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. We used to play it on the PlayStation back in the day. And I used to play with Ohio State. That's back when they had Ted Ginn and Santonio Holmes and A.J. Hawk and Ashton Ubode and Dante Whitner and Troy Smith. Man, those were the teams, man. Oh, my gosh. But I just lost my train of thought, Pete. I forgot what I was just going to tell you. What were we talking about now, Pete? What were we talking about? The game. All those people that don't think Ohio State is not one of the 4 ranked best teams. Man, I'm telling you, if you don't think that, just watch the game on New Year's Eve. Just watch. That's all I'm going to say. Just watch the game.
Yes.
Because pound for pound, man for man, and I hope everybody's listening, pound for pound, man for man, we might have better players than Georgia, really. Look at the roster.
Well,
I think Georgia has us on the defensive line. Georgia's defensive line is better than our defensive line. Georgia has the best defensive line in the country. Georgia has the best interior pass rusher in the country in Jalen Carter. I think that's his name. The one from he's from Apopka, Florida. But Kirby did good recruiting him. But, man, Kirby, he's done an outstanding job with that program. And, man, I ain't got nothing but respect for Georgia. I don't like Georgia, but I have nothing but respect for how they run that program. Like him, Dabo Swinney. Those are the top 3 coaches in college football.
Well, of course they are. Of course they are.
And then
everybody knows it. And but you know what? Before I let you go, Wayne, I think that the playoff committee got this right. I really do, and I think they get it right most years. Right? I mean, Ohio State definitely deserves to be. They're definitely one of the top 4 teams. Now, I don't think Ohio State's going to win at all, but guess what? It doesn't matter what I think. All Ohio State has to do, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, and you could take it with a grain of salt, is beat Georgia. Because if they beat Georgia, they're going to win the national championship.
Oh, no doubt.
Now, if they lose to Georgia, everyone will go, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll, Ohio State backdoor their way into this thing. Georgia's favored. Of course, everybody knew Georgia was going to win. But you know what? It don't work that way, bro. It don't work that way in the playoffs. All Ohio State has to do is go out there and put one great game together. And if they do that, if they beat Georgia, I think they'll be the national champions. That's my opinion. If they don't, I think Georgia will be in that. I think it comes down to Ohio State and Georgia. I think that the first round of the playoffs between Ohio State and Georgia is going to determine who the national champion is. That's my opinion.
Oh, most definitely. And I was just hoping that they would have put us up with Michigan in the semifinal. But either way it go, I looked at it worked out perfect for us. And this is one of the last things I wanted to say, Peter. It worked out perfect for us because the only way to be the best, you got to beat the best. Georgia, I mean, let's just face it. What is reality? Georgia won the national championship last year. Matter of fact, I think Georgia is, out of the last 32 games, Georgia's won 31 out of the last 32 games.
That's right.
And let me ask you something, Pete. That one game they lost, who beat them? No, I'm not being funny, being serious. Who beat them?
In the past 30, you said?
In the past 30,
well, they lost. They lost to South Carolina in 2019.
No, so they lost. Okay, yes. So, but the last team that beat them was Alabama. What I was getting at is how did Alabama beat them that game? They did what? You remember? Do you remember?
Do I remember? Do I remember how they lost or that they lost? I mean.
No, I was asking how do you remember how they lost that game? How did Alabama beat them? What was Alabama's recipe to beat Georgia? I'm gonna help you out.
You about to tell me they brought in a first time backup quarterback, right?
No, Alabama beat Georgia by airing it out on Georgia. They was throwing it to Jamison Williams and Robert Mechie. They was throwing the ball downfield. So what I'm getting at, Pete, what is Ohio State good at?
Well, there's no doubt that Ohio State can attack Georgia through the air. That's their weakness.
Oh,
that's what makes this game so great, really.
Right. That's all I was getting at.
Yeah. And again, Wayne, I think that Georgia's a better team, like top to bottom this year. But there's no doubt in my mind that if the quarterback and the receivers get hot in this game, it could get interesting. You know what I mean?
It
could get interesting.
It's gonna get real interesting.
Yeah.
I hope they're watching on New Year's Eve. That's the only thing I'm gonna tell them.
Yeah.
You better be watching.
I hear you, bro. I hear you.
Yeah.
All right.
I appreciate the show, though, Pete. Man, you have a good evening, man.
All right. Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate you as well.
Okay, no doubt.
Thank you to Wayne for calling in. Also, man, a couple of cash apps. Got True Seminole in here. He says this is for the ACC show. Well, this is, I mean, obviously True Seminole knows this is not the ACC show. This is the call-in show. But of course, I do appreciate you. You know that. Very, very, very generous donation to the channel. Also, Mayhem Matthew, with the Cash App, says, for Tennessee fans are as soft as Ohio State football. God damn. What? Mayhem Matthew has now found a way to both troll Ohio State and Tennessee at the same time. Look, lay off Tennessee. That's my listen, Mayhem Matthew. That's me now. Okay, Georgia fans, go ahead and lay off Tennessee. All right, this is my ball game now. I got them from here. I'll tell you know what? What's the thing? The relay race. Yeah, you passed me the baton. Pete, here's the baton. You go fuck with Tennessee. We'll move on to bigger and better things. I'm fucking with Tennessee for the next 3 weeks. That's my job. Your job is to focus on not losing to Ohio State. Okay? But I do appreciate your support, obviously, to the show. I do appreciate that. What's up? You're on with Pete.
What's up, Pete?
What's up, man?
So, I have a question. So, I was hearing all the Stetson Bennett slander, and it's okay. I will be honest with you. Last year, I was probably the even bigger Stetson Bennett hater than Uncle Lou. Last year, I really did not like the guy, but I've had a change of heart. Okay, and I'm gonna give you something to think about. So my question to you is, name a quarterback that has a passing touchdown, 250 yards passing, and a rushing touchdown in 4 straight games. Well, I'm gonna give you the answer.
Oh, don't, man, Matthew. Are you? Hold on now. Time out.
I still love you, but I don't like you, bro.
If your whole purpose for this call is to call in and try to convince me that Stetson Bennett is a Heisman candidate, then this conversation is going to end really quickly.
Well, I'm not trying to prove that he's a Heisman candidate. Do I think he should win the Heisman? No. But
Well, okay.
only one quarterback to do that, and that was Johnny Football. And a lot of people don't realize that Stetson Bennett, every single during the offseason, all I heard was, well, that was a generational defense. This year, Stetson Bennett's going to have to win us some games. We're going to be in some 50-50 football games or whatever the mess that is, right? And Stetson Bennett, he's going to have to win us games. Now he's 13-0. Oh, Stetson Bennett don't deserve nothing. I mean, he's trash can.
No. Hold on. Let's separate the trash talk from reality, okay? Because every single fan out there that hates Georgia for whatever reason, like every other SEC team or whatever other team that hates Georgia, they're going to look for whatever thing they can do to like needle and point at Stetson Bennett and say, hey, he sucks, you know, he's no good. But in reality, though, Stetson Bennett is not one of the best 4 or 5 players in the country. Can you agree to that? Can you agree to that?
I'll agree with that.
Okay.
But
so that's the whole point, though.
There's a lot of Georgia fans out there that are saying that Stetson Bennett.
Of course they are. Wait, they're saying why he's no good?
He's no good.
Oh.
I don't agree with that. I think he's really good. I don't think he's elite. I never said that. But come on, dude. He's got you at 13-0. You lost 20-something players to the transfer portal and NFL draft, and he's got you there. What I mean, everybody says, well, we don't have no good receiver. We don't have any first-round NFL receivers. Okay, Stetson Bennett's putting them right in the hands, right? I mean, I don't know. I just feel like Stetson Bennett has done amazing things this year. Even if we lose to Ohio State, I tip my hat off to him. I was one of the biggest Stetson Bennett haters in the world last year. This year, I can't say that. He proved me wrong.
What do you think about this? Here's my theory. Stetson Bennett being invited to New York is bad for Georgia football in the next month or so.
Why do you say that?
I think it's a distraction because he's not one of the best 4 players in the country, and he's being treated like one. And they have a playoff game to play against a pretty goddamn good team in Ohio State.
C.J. Stroud's invited to the Heisman too.
Okay.
Same distraction.
Yeah.
It might be a bigger distraction if he wins it and then goes on to.
He ain't winning it.
I know that. I think, me personally, I think Caleb Williams is winning.
Of course he is.
But, I mean.
Look, here's what I'm saying. Here's what I am saying. If I'm a Georgia fan, I am not really that excited about the fact that Stetson Bennett's going to New York. That's all I'm saying. You could take it for what it's worth. And that's not even really a Georgia thing or a Stetson Bennett thing. It's just a reality. It's a huge distraction. Stetson Bennett is not going to go on to be a Hall of Fame player in the NFL. Like, this is his swan song. This is his deal, and he's earned it. Look, I am not a Stetson Bennett hater by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, the guy's earned every accolade that he's ever got, right? He's a walk-on. He's a national championship winner. He's about to go back and probably do it again. I mean, look, that's amazing. But if I'm a Georgia fan and not just a Stetson Bennett fan, I'm not really happy the fact that Stetson Bennett's being shipped off to New York. I'm not. Are you?
I mean, as a Georgia fan, I'm happy if anything that Georgia wins. I mean, Kirby Smart won SEC Coach of the Year. I think that says a lot about the Georgia program and recruiting and how he's going to keep on going at a high level. So, I mean, I'm glad because I feel like now, I mean, we already have quarterback after quarterback, but that just says, hey, we got this walk-on, made him a Heisman finalist, come to Georgia. I mean, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on about that, but you can't win them all every single year. Georgia wasn't even supposed to be in the playoffs, according to what everybody said in the offseason. You know, we lost a lot of players, yada, yada, yada. So even if we lose, I'm going to be happy for my team that we won the SEC title. We got to the playoffs. I think we're going to win the national title, but that's just me. And I don't know. Stetson deserves a little bit more credit than what he's getting.
How much credit can the guy get, man? I mean, like what more accolades are we going to give Stetson Bennett that he hasn't already got? Are you really saying he's like underappreciated? I mean, come on, man.
By fans, yes.
No, come on.
I will say that.
Yeah.
By fans, there's more Georgia fans that I know that think Stetson Bennett's hot doo-doo than fans think is pretty good.
All right.
But anyways, I enjoy your channel.
Yes.
And for taking my call.
All right. Thank you, Mayhem Matthew. I appreciate you too, brother. Good luck to your Bulldogs against Ohio State. I'm still trying to figure out like who I'm going to root for in that, you know? Because I mean, my hate and disdain for the Ohio State Buckeyes is well documented on this YouTube channel. I mean, having said that, also not a huge fan of the Georgia Bulldogs. So you know what? You guys know how they do like gender reveals and shit on the internet? You know, we're having a boy, we're having a girl, we're having somebody who's non-binary. We're doing pink and what's pink and blue together? I don't know. Is it some weird shade of purple? I don't know. I'm not doing that. But I can tell you for certainty, there's not a game that goes by that I don't ultimately root for somebody for some reason. And I just find it hard to believe in my heart of hearts, being a Southern man, that there's any way I could ever root for Ohio State to win anything. I might actually have to root for Georgia in this one. And that's, you know what, that's actually sad. You know what, that's really sad, actually. Casket! I really don't want to. I don't want to. But I might have to. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, this is Pete.
Yes.
Hey, that's Miles Brown's first time calling. Thank you for letting me come on.
No problem. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm a Georgia fan.
Oh.
I had a couple things to say pertaining the last two callers. That last one, I am one of those Georgia fans that don't really like Stetson Bennett. I'm glad to see he's a finalist. Do I think he deserves it? Not really.
Yeah.
I get it. I think I know why they're doing it. His story's incredible. It is
an incredible story, and look, Stetson Bennett should be celebrated in college football. You know, in the era of football where we put these players up on pedestals, right? These 5 stars that come out of high school and they go on and they win Heismans and they win national championships and they go in the top 10 of the draft. Like, that's all great, but like, people like Stetson Bennett are really what college football is kind of all about. So I am by no stretch of the imagination, even as a Clemson guy, like a Stetson Bennett hater. I'm not. I mean, the guy has done really exceptional work at Georgia, and he deserves every accolade that he gets. But if I'm a Georgia fan and I'm being real with myself, like, there is dozens of other quarterbacks around the country that I would rather have leading my team than Stetson Bennett.
Absolutely.
Right? Am I crazy?
No.
Okay. All right.
You're preaching to the choir. I mean, look at some people. I mean, there are those, as Uncle Lou refers to them, as Disney dogs, who kiss Stetson Bennett's feet. But I mean, look, and I agree. Like, he deserves all his laurels. I mean, he's going to be a celebrated quarterback. But the Heisman, especially with who they snubbed out. Hendon Hooker, Blake Corum. I just feel like, you snub those guys out to put in Stetson Bennett. I don't really understand that, even as a Georgia fan. So, yeah, I mean, that's just my thoughts on that particular subject. And then my next one was that Ohio State fan, which is a great guy. I like listening to him. A couple things he said I don't think were really accurate. And I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong or something. I mean, the first thing he says is he thinks Ohio State's a more talented team than Georgia, which I disagree with. Now, in certain positions, I do think Ohio State is more talented at the quarterback and wide receiver, and they're about the same at the offensive line positions. But everywhere else, Georgia's a more talented team.
That's weird. I think Georgia's the most talented team in the country.
Yeah,
right now
too.
Yeah.
What's Ohio State's? He wants to go back to the Alabama game, but I'll say to that, where's Ohio State struggle the most? It's their line of scrimmage.
There's no argument who the most talented team in the playoff is this year. I mean, there shouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
there
saying
shouldn't
that Ohio
be
State's talented, but he's just going around saying they're the most talented. They're more talented than Georgia.
I'll even go as far as to say that if Georgia doesn't win the Natty this year, that's a disappointment. And look, it's hard to win a national championship twice in a row. When's the last time that's happened? Right? Alabama did it back in what, like 10 and 11 or something like that.
12.
Okay, so it's very rare. But seriously though, I'm looking around. I'm looking at Michigan. I'm looking at Ohio State. I'm looking at Georgia. I'm looking at TCU. Even some of the teams that aren't even in the top four, I'm looking at them going, who's got the most talent, top to bottom, in this year's team? And I don't even think it's really close. I think Georgia's got the most talented roster. So that doesn't mean they'll win. Ohio State's got probably higher shelf players, for instance,
they have more flashy players.
Their top three players might be better than Georgia's top three players, but guess what? There's 22 starters on each team, not 3. So if you go down the roster, there's really no doubt that Georgia is the most talented team this year. I mean, it is what it is. And so that's obviously good for Georgia. It's also bad for Georgia if they lose, because then they have the most talented team that lost.
Yeah. And I mean, and look, don't misunderstand me here. I'm not at all disrespecting Ohio State. I think this is going to be a tough matchup for Georgia. This is not going to be an easy matchup. And that's why if Georgia loses, I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia lost this game. I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised. Teams like these do seem to give Georgia fits, like he made an example of. But again, I go back to, Georgia. Look at what Michigan did to them. And I don't want to, transitive property and all this crap, but look at what Michigan did to him. Georgia is basically Michigan, but slightly more talented. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
And like I said, not every game's different. Every game's different. And maybe Ohio State, seemed to go into a turtle shell there in the second half, and maybe that's what just gave it away to Michigan. But I just feel like Georgia is going to be able to put up enough pressure to where, because our secondary most definitely would not be able to hold up long against those receivers. But if we get enough pressure, and we've got a good defensive line and good linebackers who can get enough pressure to just cause havoc and put C.J. Stroud's dick in the dirt for the entire game, and then all we got to do is just wear him out on the ground offensively, and we can throw the ball, and we know their secondary is weak. So, imagine them having to try to guard Darnell Washington and Brock Bowers for 4 quarters.
I think you just hit the nail on the head because I obviously Ohio State's a very good team. And, they have out of all the playoff teams, I think that Ohio State has the actual players in the positions that they have that can give Georgia trouble.
Yeah.
So absolutely. I think like in other words, I'd be more worried if I was Georgia fan, I'd be more worried about playing Michigan than Ohio State. You know what? I might even be more worried about playing TCU than Ohio State. Because I think that Ohio State has those specific type of skill players that can give that can give Georgia's trouble. But at the end of the day, I think this is a bad position for Georgia to actually be in because they are the team to beat, and you never want to be the hunted.
Yeah.
You always want to be the hunter, not the hunted.
Yeah. Well, and then I think Kirby Smart. That's what Kirby Smart's been saying, preaching all year. And and like I said, if Georgia loses this game, I think all the Georgia fans will be disappointed. But we're still going to look back at this year and say this was a great year. Not many people thought we could accomplish already what we accomplished with everything we lost. But of course, we've gotten this far now, so we need to just go ahead and win it all. But that's just my.
Been a while, bro. It's been like 11 months, man.
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
Yeah, I know, right? One more thing, if you don't mind, before I let you go.
Yeah.
It's more an outlier. What are your thoughts on? I heard, I listened to Uncle Lou talk about it, but I want to know your thoughts. And I kind of agree with him on this. Deion Sanders at Colorado, just kind of what are your initial thoughts and just kind of the way he's going through that process right now?
Yeah. So I disagree with Lou on this whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on opposite. He thinks that Deion's going to be a failure at Colorado. I don't think he will, and I really think that it all really depends on what you consider to be a failure at Colorado, because I don't think that they're bringing Deion in there to be, despite what he says or his people say, to be a Pac-12 champion or even a national championship contender. I don't really think that's the whole point of him coming in there. I think the reason they're bringing him in there is very obvious. Mm-hmm. It's for name recognition. It's for recruiting. It's to bolster the name of the program. And I think you know what? He hasn't even coached a goddamn game yet. They've already achieved that. Mm-hmm. And so I think that Deion's going to be a success. What do you consider to be a success? Does it mean winning the Pac-12? Is that your standard, or does it mean being a playoff team? If that's your standard, then Deion won't meet that standard. I don't think. But if Deion goes out there and wins 8 or 9 games, consecutive years at Colorado, mm-hmm. he'll be punching his ticket to whatever school you want to think of that's hiring a coach in 2024, 5.
Yeah.
Right. So in that way, I think he's a massive. Look, Colorado won the year with the coaching hire. No matter what you think about Deion, everyone's talking about him. Everybody's looking at Colorado. Let me ask you something, mm-hmm. Miles. How many people in 2021 going into 2022 were talking about Colorado football? I'll give you the answer. 0. There was nobody talking about Colorado last year. Everybody, including us right now, are talking about Colorado. That's already a win.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And I'll just leave you with my thoughts. I'm sorry if I'm going a little bit long.
Yeah, you're fine.
So I agree with you and Uncle Lou on 2 different parts. I agree with you that I think he will be a success over time. Now, with the transfer portal, I think it will help him make an immediate change. Not obvious. I don't think a Pac-12 title in the next couple of years, but, relevancy, improvement, 4 wins, 5, 7 wins maybe. So I do agree in that sense. On the other hand, though, I'm with Uncle Lou. I don't agree with the way he's kind of going to do it right now. I mean, they showed the meeting and stuff. I did not like that. I
disagree with that.
Look, and I understand you want to go in there and you want to set the tone. That's fine, okay. But this is a team that's gone 1-11.
Yeah, they're terrible. So they paid Deion Sanders $5 million to come and fix a terrible team, and now everybody's upset the way that he talks to the terrible team.
Yeah,
I mean, what are they like what?
Them down though. Doesn't it feel like that? I mean, I get it. I know you want to set the tone, but you're telling injured players don't even bother to come back.
Yeah,
I mean. And then the whole social media, I mean, he's got his son videotaping every little fucking thing he does, which I don't know if that crap's going to fly. I mean, it may fly down there in southern Miss.
It's really great, honestly, because we'll get to see like this. And this is what I said last night on my show, on the ACC show, was that we've never really seen anything quite like what we're seeing right now in Colorado, right?
No. Yeah.
I mean, Deion is an absolute icon in the sport of football. And so he goes to HBCU. He makes a big deal out of it for 2 or 3 years, about how he's going to help out the HBCUs and this and that. And everyone's, pat him on the back. And then people are like, well, now he's getting Power 5 jobs, offers. Is he going to do it? A lot of people said no. He's committed to HBCU. I've been saying for the past 2 years, the first opportunity this guy gets to get out of there, he's going to get out of there. No, Pete, Deion, he's doing he doesn't need the money. He's doing the Lord's work. It's all about HBCUs, blah, blah, blah. Well, first opportunity he gets. I can't even believe that he took the Colorado job. I thought he would have held out for a better one, honestly.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's just kind of. I mean, look. At the end of the day, the harsh truth is money talks. Money talks.
But hey, Deion said it ain't about the money. I already got the bag. Man, stop it, bro. Of course it's about the money. I mean, come on. You went from Jackson State to Colorado. You know what? Jackson State might beat Colorado if they played today. That's no bullshit.
It's so good. Well, look. Final thing, I'm pulling for Clemson to beat Tennessee in the Orange Bowl. Just letting that out. But hey, I appreciate you letting me come on and talk, and hope to talk to you later, sir.
All right, thank you, Miles. I appreciate you. Damn, it started 12:06. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, what's up, Pete?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Not much, man. Before I get into it, I didn't realize it, man. I knew you said you was in the Low Country, man. You ain't but a hop, skip, and a jump from where my farm is, man. I'm in Dorchester County.
Oh, shit. I grew up in Dorchester County. Where you at?
Yeah, I'm on the other side of Branchville.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you ain't far from me at all, then.
No, man. I live in I retired after 21 years in the Army, and I live, unfortunately, I live in just outside of Columbia. I'm in Sandy Run.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm very familiar with that. Yeah. Yeah. I know where you're at.
Yeah, man. But anyways, I'm first time caller, man. I listen to your show all the time.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Twitter and stuff. And, man, I haven't heard you address it. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it. I don't know if y'all have. I may have missed it, but I caught it on the award presentation after the ACC championship. So if you switched over to ACC Network, they gave him the trophy. Klubnik comes up, does the interview with the ACC crew. And so you had everybody ask the feel-good questions. Well, did you see that where Mark Richt asked Klubnik the question?
I did. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, go ahead and tell him.
So nobody's addressing this, and I'm so sick. Now, I'm a Clemson fan, man. I've been a Clemson fan for 43 years. I'm born orange. I had to pick a side when I left the hospital.
That's what I'm talking about. Go Tigers.
So I remember the days I was little. but I remember Hatfield. I remember Tommy West. I remember, and I thank Dabo for everything. I really do. But when they asked Klubnik, and I think the kid told the truth. He's not lying. He's a freshman. That's his first big interview, and he told him the truth. Mark Richt asked that boy, how much practice with the ones have you been getting? He immediately said, I have not practiced with the ones since fall camp.
Not once. You're right. He did say that. Not once.
Then he asked him, he says, hey, well, going into this week, surely you got some more playing time. What were the reps? Were they split even? No, I got about 30%. 30%. Now, here's my problem with all this. Now, all these Clemson people that are drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Dabo,
you tell them.
Coaches know. They know what's going on in practice, and they know, and you got to trust the coaches. And Dabo, I love him to death, but he ought to be ashamed of himself. This kid has not been given a fair shot. Now, you're telling me that he was throwing these interceptions. He's so bad in practice. But in 1 week with 30% of the reps, if he looked like that, then damn, he should have been getting 50% the whole year. And what's worse, when Klubnik left, Dabo wasn't privy to the question that was asked to Klubnik. Mark Richt asked Dabo the same questions, and Dabo lied on national TV.
Oh.
He said he was getting full reps.
Yeah.
He was getting reps.
Yeah.
I mean, so again, I love Dabo to death. I don't know what this Achilles heel is with the quarterback position. I don't know.
Man, you know what? First of all, I'm glad you called in. Because I feel like that me and you are on the same page on this, and it's like it's a weird thing, isn't it, man? You've been a Clemson fan for your whole life, just like me, and you've been through the good, you've been through the bad, you've seen the ugly, you've seen the great, you've seen everything in between. This whole DJ thing is the most confusing. And look, I've been through some confusing shit before. As a Clemson fan, this DJ thing with Dabo is like it might be the most confusing thing I've ever seen. Right?
I don't understand it. And the thing about it, at the end of the day, I don't know. I wasn't there. Now, over my 20 years, and I don't know if anybody from that team listens to this show or not.
They do. Unfortunately, some of the people that play on the team do listen to my show. Yeah.
Well, I'm just going. I'm not afraid. I tell you.
Unfortunately.
So I'm just telling you now, because over my 20 years in the Army, I ran the Clemson Army recruiting station on Tiger Boulevard, right next to the Sherwin-Williams paint store. I established friendships with that program. I'm friends with several of the coaches to this day. In fact, before Dan Radakovich left, after the 2019 championship, I called his office. I spoke with Dan. He gave me and my son, who is 8 now, we got practice field passes. He got to get the whole team to sign his ball. He met and played Trevor Lawrence, God bless him. He threw the ball with my son some after practice.
That's awesome.
I don't know. I have my own feelings about this, and I've been privy to some of the stories that are going on. And one of the other pieces that nobody's talking about, and it kind of got let out in the newspaper in a way, that Monday after the South Carolina game, the Board of Trustees had a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So now on the Board of Trustees, of course, is Nikki Haley. Now, she had to go up there for the meeting. So she schedules a speaking event for afterwards. Now, you remember what her key points were? Did you read the article? Or
I saw it.
About it, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
So now, I'm assuming a little bit here, but I don't think, I'm just putting the pieces together. Dabo, clearly, DJ is our guy, was his story until after that Monday. I mean, and I'm like you, man. I'm confused. I don't understand why the best player wouldn't play.
I'm torn right now because there's so many things that I want to say that I feel like I can't. And this YouTube channel has been really all about me saying whatever's on my mind. Like I don't hold back. in some circles in the Clemson community, which is weird to me, just as a lifelong fan, I've become sort of an enemy of the program or something. It's really weird to me because I've dedicated my life as a huge supporter of everything Clemson. Clemson is part of my identity.
Yeah.
I grew up that way. I got so many family members that have gone through there. I have, in my life, spent so much time and money there. It's weird when I came on YouTube, and at this point, which is weird too, at this point, when Clemson is still like one of the top 5 programs in the country, at least, that I get attacked like, the way I'm getting attacked. But to me, this is a turning point in the program. And I love Dabo Swinney.
Right.
I am one of his biggest fans, and always will be. No matter what happens from here on out. I mean, Dabo Swinney's first ballot Hall of Famer, college football, and a great guy, a great coach, the whole thing. But I do have some questions, though. Like, I mean, I am not on the sunshine train right now. I am on sort of the backside of that argument with what's going on.
Well, it's just over the past couple of years, and I don't know. See, in the Army, we had a saying: complacency causes casualties, and it's very easy to get complacent, and then next thing you know, somebody ends up getting killed in combat. I don't know. Maybe complacency set in. Maybe he needed this. Maybe he needed to touch the stove and realize, wait a minute, damn, that's hot.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's just even, and I'm the world's worst. I have probably been the hardest on Brandon Streeter. Now,
me too.
I will say this: that was probably some of his best play calling when they put Klubnik in. I will give him a slight alibi. I think, given DJ's skill set in the system that Clemson's running, he was probably limited, and I think that's what we saw. But I'm not giving him an alibi for when we had to play. What game was it that Tony Elliott got COVID and Brandon Streeter?
Ohio State, Sugar Bowl. Yeah.
That was horrible. That looked like the same play call we saw with
Brandon Streeter's the opening game, and guess what? It's still doing the same shit now.
Yeah. I mean, it's not hard. My 8-year-old son can call their play. And if I go the rest of my days on this earth and I don't see another pass into the flat,
man, listen,
I'm a happy man,
bro. That game, Brandon, he's doing the same thing he's doing now. He did it He did it 2 years ago in Sugar Bowl against Ohio State. Stop giving the running back who was dominating the game at that time. It was ETN. This year it was Shipley, and same difference. It's like, why would you stop doing what's the best option in the game and that's dominating and switch over to put it in a quarterback's hands who doesn't know what they're doing? I don't know. So here's the thing. I'm still very optimistic about the talent that Clemson has, and honestly, the talent they have in the coaching staff. But I don't know, man. I'm sitting on the edge here. You know what I'm saying?
Part of the Clemson fan base that that have the butt hurts right now when people like you or I make a critical statement. I'm not being critical of Clemson. I'm being critical of not utilizing playing to your potential.
Right. Yeah, Clemson is. I just got done talking to a couple of Georgia fans, Ohio State fans as well. Clemson should be with Clemson's roster right now in 2022. They should be in this top 4. Period. End of story. That's all there is to it. I mean, this is not entitlement like Clemson should be in there every year. With Clemson's roster, they have a top 4 roster in all of America, right? This year. And the fact that they're not there tells you all you need to know.
Well, they had a last chance opportunity because again, not to beat a dead horse, but Klubnik didn't get that good in 1 week. They could have put Klubnik in after halftime against South Carolina and I know Carolina got the ball, let the defense get a stop, give him a fresh playing field. Clemson was still ahead. That game, that was the last opportunity to give them any benefit to get in the boy. We would have had a shot. Not that we would have got in, but we probably could have gotten to the playoffs. And we didn't play DJ. We didn't play Klubnik. And I don't understand that for the life of me. It just bothers the hell out of me. And I was like that in the Army. I had soldiers that worked for me that were all-stars. They were, but I also had soldiers that maybe were at a lower level, but I still held them accountable to their potential, what they can accomplish to their potential. And we don't do that. Dabo doesn't do that with his team, and it just kills me. Like the Georgia game. We had Phil Moffitt and we had Pace sitting on the bench, and he put Shipley in, he's a good back, but he was just out of high school.
Yeah.
And the only running back that had positive yardage in that game for all intents and purposes was Lynn J. Dixon. And then they benched him again.
Man, don't even get me started. The Georgia, they got down in the red zone. That was a defensive game, right? I was there at what you're talking about, the Georgia game. They get down in the red zone for the first time and the only time, like nobody got in the red zone in that game. It just wasn't an offensive game. Clemson gets down in the red zone, 3 straight passes, 3. Oh my God! Jesus Christ! And you know what? So that was Elliott. And everyone was like, you know what? Elliott blew the game. Glad he's gone. Streeter's in here now. Streeter comes in. Streeter goes, oh yeah, things are gonna be different. I wasn't convinced of it. The whole we're gonna use the tight ends more. We're gonna run the ball more. We're gonna get back to playing faster, which in football terms means we're going to, run 80 plays a game instead of 50. None of that happened. Okay, outside of the fact that maybe Clemson throws the ball a little bit more now to the tight ends than we used to. Like a little bit, Right.
Since Chad Marsh left. Well, I don't know. I guess the last time we really used tight end was Leggett.
Yeah.
But I don't, again, like I said, it's bothering the hell out of me, and that I've sat on it. I've listened. I was listening to Road Rage on the radio up there in Clemson on the radio, and Walt Deptula, I think the world of him. He's usually pretty good, but even he's starting to drink the Kool-Aid. He's blaming the receivers, which, now, don't get me wrong. We don't, I even thought Justin Ross was kind of a disappointment last year, but how can you blame the receivers if you got a quarterback that can't pass? There's no knock.
Yeah, I saw some pretty good receiver play last week.
Yeah, and then Dabo, what did he say? Well, Cade don't catch the balls. Well, he damn sure caught the
ball. He damn sure can't throw the ball either, motherfucker. He's the quarterback. Jesus Christ. Yeah, and that's what pisses me off about the Streeter and Dabo this year. Oh, yeah, you're right. You just like you just said. Well, he can't catch the ball. Well, he better goddamn be able to throw it.
Well, I know who can catch the ball.
Because he's not a receiver. He's a quarterback. The fuck?
Cade Klubnik caught the damn ball and threw it. And he didn't learn how to do that last week. That's my only point. And a lot of Clemson fans, I'm catching hell here. They're like, man, you're not a real fan. No, I'm a real fan, but if you come to my house with a baby and it's ugly, I'm telling that ugly ass baby. It just is. And, I don't know why. And if Nick Saban had this team, he would have done this same team this year. He would have done more than what we did. And that's what bothers me.
Man. You know how I feel like that Clemson is still in at the top of the college football world, but they have reached new lows with this whole I don't know. It's a weird thing that's going on, right? You're an 11-win team, and you've got fans out there going, "We need Willie Corn to be our offensive coordinator." Willie Corn, really?
We're trying to get anything we can. I don't know if Jeff Scott is the answer.
Fucking Willie Corn, though?
what I will say,
like literally nobody wants Willie Corn to be their offensive coordinator. Nobody.
They don't want Willie Corn. Well, the problem is when we won the national championship 44-16, that was the turning point, and that's where Dabo dropped the ball. He knew Jeff Scott was leaving. He knew everybody was he had an opportunity at that point. He could have gotten anybody he wanted. Could have gotten anybody in the world at that point.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And opportunity pissed away because of nepotism.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hell, maybe I need to go get a job. Hell, I got them. I worked with them. I got them their first Army pants for the when they wore the ACU pants for the military appreciation game. Maybe he'd give me a job.
You know what? You should go get a job.
And I need to be paid cash, Pete. I'm retired. I don't want to report it on income.
You know what? I'll make a call for you. I'll make a call for you. I think that Tiger fan 1979 needs to be hired at Clemson because first of all, he's a graduate. He's a military man. But hell, you gotta be. You know what? You should be starting safety right now. That's what you should be.
Look, all I know is I'm good enough. I did play football all the way through high school. I could sit next to Streeter and at least tell him that was a stunt, dumbass. So, don't do it.
All right. Thank you, my man. That was a great call.
Yeah, Pete, man. Keep it up, man. I look forward to listening to your show in the future, man.
All right, brother. I appreciate you.
Yep, later.
Wow. That's how you do it, folks. That's how you do it. All right, guys. Thanks for all the people that showed up tonight for the call-in show. You guys are amazing and fantastic. All the college football fans out there, I love all of you. Not just the Clemson fans, but the college football fans. Great calls. Great comments. All the people that sent in direct donations through Cash App, PayPal, and Super Chat. You guys are all amazing and fantastic. I really couldn't do this show without you. I don't even really know what else to say. What's today? Today's Wednesday. I will be back. I'll probably be back tomorrow with a Tennessee video, but I'll definitely be back Friday morning at 11 a.m. for the midday show. And, of course, I have a 5-star recruit coming in this weekend. And I might even be able to get him to sign on the air. You know, commitment's one thing. Signing is a whole nother. You know what I mean? All right, guys. I'll see you guys very shortly. I appreciate all of you. Have a great night. Your boy is checking